So welcome to the third in the series of the Property Entrepreneur's Journey videos. We're at the third stage now. If you haven't seen the first and the second, you need to go back and watch those now. So the first is where are you now and where do you want to get to? The second is how do you actually get there? And the third is what do you need to do? And this is what we're going to cover now. So there's 5 key problems that each entrepreneur needs to overcome to be able to move through the levels, round the seasons, and progress in line with their aspirations. So the first of these 5 problems is a lack of clarity. This is where you're running around being busy for the sake of being busy. The business model just grows and changes shape for no particular reason. There's lots of energy being thrown in, but perhaps a lack of direction, a lack of vision, lack of certainty, not having real clarity over what you're going to do, just working for the sake of working. The second problem is not enough time or capacity. So you're always busy. People are chasing you. You're making mistakes. Admin is taking over. There's no structure or systems in running the business. It's a really noisy beast, and there's a lack of capacity in that. The third is a lack of finance. So perhaps you're in negative cash flow. You don't have enough revenue. Perhaps you're making loads of money, but you don't have enough capacity to grow. Having a real problem with finance can really stump the growth of your company. The fourth is a lack of expertise, real solid expertise in the business. You might have started to introduce some teams, get some team members involved, but they're just not executing. You know, they're not being effective, they're not being productive, the output is not getting a huge return on the required investment. So a lack of real solid capacity or expertise in that fashion. And then finally, the 5th problem is a problem with sales and marketing. You know, you don't have a waiting list of clients. You're running around just trying to win work. You're selling your time for money, and you're not creating products that can be scaled or capitalized on. Thankfully, within the property entrepreneur methodology, there is a solution to every single one of these, and it's far more predictable than you might think. The solution to the lack of clarity is all about strategy. How much time are you working on the business? How much time are you working in it? What is your business model? What is your revenue and cost base? What are your profit margins? What's the vision for the company? What's the focus? All of these elements that make up a very, very clear strategy to completely get rid of the lack of clarity. The second is systemizing the business, building the map to the company. How do you actually standardize the company? How do you create processes and systems and operations and how-to documents? These are all things that used to be hugely out of reach for smaller companies because it used to be hugely capital intensive. The systems that are available nowadays will cost you £1, £10, £30 a month and literally change your business. So the solution to the second problem is systemization, operations and processes. The third is finance, having a solid finance model for your business. What capital requirements do you have for the 12-month cycle? What margins are you going to generate from that? If you're going to go into a dip to expand through the levels, how much capital is required? Don't try and organically grow, forward fund it, CDIS capital, loans and investments, private equity. There's so many opportunities now to raise money, and this is the solution to the third problem. The fourth is building the dream team. You are not going to get anywhere on your own. You know, kicking a football around on your own is not going to be the best way to win the game. Build a team of players who know what positions they play in. Then recruit for that. You know, you wouldn't recruit a defender for up front. If you need a bookkeeper, recruit the right profile. If you require a salesperson, recruit the right profile. The model for building the dream team is very, very structured, very, very standardized. And when you understand that, you can increase your capacity and expertise very, very quickly. That's the solution to the 4th problem. And the 5th, you're in the most privileged time of business that ever existed. When we started 15 years ago, we had to spend money on advertising, newspapers, buses, magazines. It was hugely, hugely capital intensive just to get people to listen. You live in the most unique time now where social media, YouTube, Twitter, all of these platforms can make you literally an overnight celebrity. You can raise your profile, you can magnetize your business, and the return on that investment is absolutely huge. The fifth solution to the problem is to create an audience. Magnetize your business, build a waiting list, understand how to become the person and company that everybody wants to work with. At PPN UK, we've executed this model over and over and over again every year, and every year it'll only get better. Strategically, we know that if you chose one of the companies, say Multilet, we know that the commercial balance is 200, 500 and 1,000 units. We know that our target net margin is 40%. The minimum net margin is 35%. We know that our cost per unit is £28.25. We know that our local office cost is £800 per calendar month per local office. We know that the critical mass for an office is 100 units on a part-time position, 200 units on a full-time. You need to know your business model absolutely inside out if you're going to build a proper company. Systems. We've invested hugely in building our systems, which has increased efficiencies by over 40%. We have the company map, which lists every process, every policy, every operation. It's very, very clear for anyone to come in and understand how do we actually run our business. Finance, we have access to capital. We have venture capitalists literally queuing up to work with us. We have a £10 million 12-month waiting list that people pay £1,000 to go on just to work with our business. Having access to capital puts you in the most remarkable position. Recruitment. Last year alone, we recruited 24 new people at PPN UK, and there's no way you can do that successfully without a very, very standardised model and methodology to follow. Who do you recruit? How much do you pay? How do you open the position? How do you create the workflow? How do you manage them? How do you lead them? How do you create a culture in which they're driven to perform? All of these things are absolutely crucial if you want to make a successful property business. All of these opportunities can be literally copied and pasted into your business when you understand the property entrepreneur methodology and journey. As you're aware, the Property Entrepreneur Programme has been oversubscribed every year since 2013. However, if you go to the website now at www.property-entrepreneur.co.uk, you will find all of the details listed, the information that's required to apply, and we look forward to receiving your submission in due course. Whatever you do with your property businesses, I wish you the very best of luck, and I look forward to meeting you soon.